side going. 10. One guy that's got an angle on it, and he cuts back.
That's Bobby in front of him. He's inside the 10.
And there he goes.
And that's a touchdown.
20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Mason.
Up here, it's a conference matchup in the MVC. We have the Cincinnati Country Day Indians taking on the North College Hill Trojans. Patrick Eshton alongside Frankie Edwards with you here on North College Hill. A good conference matchup tonight. North College Hill, well, they come in last week beating Clark 65-10. They're tied with Summit Country Day for first in the Scarlet Division of this conference. Cincinnati Country Day, they're coming off a loss. Summit Country Day beat them last week 38-7 with Frankie Edwards now. And Frankie, a game here with a lot on the line conference-wise and just in terms of the welfare of the season for both these teams. How do you kind of coach this game?
Well, you know, you got to come out and play hard. One thing I was looking at North College Hill's schedule, they've got a beefy schedule. I mean, they play, you know, high up divisions, and that's why they're coming in 2 and 3, because I know Wheelersburg's a playoff team year in, year out, like Coldwater, you know, stories up north. And, you know, that's one thing that's going to make them come out and play harder. When you play tougher competition, you know, usually come out against your league opponents. But I just know when I coach at CHCA that that's the team that's running with it right now. They haven't played a league game yet, but I do like, you know, what I'm seeing out of them again this year.
Yeah. Well, it is homecoming in North College Hill this evening. The parade before the game set us back 30 minutes. Instead of starting at 7, we're at 7:30 now. So we're getting ready to play some football here.
What? Are they switching sides? Huh. You don't see that every day.
No, you don't.
They're like, oh, we're going to go ahead and flip it up on you.
Funny.
You know, I see it. One thing I probably did 1,000 games, coach played and all different. That's the first time I've ever seen that happen.
Really? Well, a big crowd on hand tonight. And we saw during the national anthem, Frankie, some of the players from North College Hill were kneeling. All of the Indians were standing for Country Day, and some fans even sitting here, part of that nationwide trend during the national anthem.
And that's one of those tough things, because I see where, you know, dilemma, it's just, it took something that serious, because, you know, I look at it as a veterans, and my dad's veteran, all my grandparents, I look as a national anthem for that veterans, you know, what made the country free. Now, I understand there's a big problem with, you know, the police and whatnot and economic inequality, but still, you know, that's something that's tough. Seeing kids sitting, that's tough.
Well, the kickoff there from Ethan Krimmer from North College Hill, the return from Noah Hess. 5'7", 145 junior will get it out towards midfield, about the 35. There is no yardage markers on the field here tonight, so.
That's new too. I'm not used to that.
Yes.
So give and take, we might have to do our math, which, you know, we both could do that. It looks like we're sitting around 35, if I want to guess right. Maybe even up a little more.
Yeah. So it's Country Day here to start things off. And we take a look at quarterback Cam Davis.
Pulling the shotgun.
5'10", 175 senior. He's got one to the near side, one to the far side. And a snap taken there. That was not Davis, though, taking the snap.
It was a direct, might have been a direct snap. Usually, you know, sometimes at the beginning of a game, we want to mix up, because usually you've been game planning this team all week, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, who you're focused on, who you're playing, you know, so, you know, sometimes you want to mix it up a little bit. It's, you know, it's almost like a chess match when it comes to football.
That was actually Miles Jackson, the 6'3", 210 senior. He was usually a wide receiver and defensive end. So Cincinnati Country Day, rather, to line up here. And we see Miles Jackson playing the snap again.
Definitely temperature-wise, it's a perfect night for high school football.
Definitely. Same formation for Country Day in a game of about 2 or 3 there on second down.
I was wondering why North College Hill was bringing everybody up front, but now I can see why. It looks like it's a predominant run team with CCD.
Take a look at the replay there. So third down here coming up for Country Day. The scoreboard isn't working tonight. We are not seeing how much yardage there is.
About 7, I would say, maybe.
Yeah. 6 or 7 yards here. So Country Day here now. It is snap taken, dropping back, throw the far side. And they're going to say it's a completion there. Quarterback that time was Bryce Flanagan.
So they're keeping you on your toes a little bit, ain't they?
They are.
Well, last year at CCD won 20-7, so, you know, North Chill's going to come out hungry and repay that.
Good catch there on the far side, so first down here for Country Day. They convert. And about at the 47-yard line here. It's an I formation.
Yeah, look at this setup here.
Flanagan, the quarterback. Man in motion, that's Noah Hess.
Ooh,
And
good
the
penetration.
handoff there. Given to Bri Aquino.
They got through there really quick. That was good defensive. See here, watch this line. This is where it's at. You got to get in there. When it's run ball, you want to get them in the backfield because they're going to have to change up quick.
Aquino, the 5'9", 155 junior. Leading rusher for this team, 358 yards this year coming into this. So it's second down after a loss on the last play. As Country Day lines up with the same formation, Flanagan again, the quarterback.
Exact same. Even man in motion at that, just the other way.
Yes.
Quick fullback draw. That was
And
a
up
good.
the middle there, a
I
run
like
by
that
Will
play.
Brooks.
That's a quick play because, you know, they thought maybe they were just going the other way because the other running was a slow developing. I like that.
Brooks, the second leading rusher on this team. 268 yards coming into this one, averaging 6.2 yards per rush.
See, the defense, the captains got pretty late to each other. You know, you got to have memory, too, like what kind of plays they're running. Are they doing this often? So, you know, all this is set up for the next series at that.
Flanagan takes the snap and another
Good
handoff.
run.
And it's going to earn a first down for the Indians. Another run by Will Brooks and a strong push up the middle.
Yeah, that, like I said, that I like him running the ball. He's had 2 solid runs so far. Sometimes it's whoever has their night, you know, especially when you're a team that has that many assets of, you know, running the ball.
So the Indians pushing into Trojan territory here. And long huddle here by Country Day. They line up. And we get a stoppage here. And a timeout was called by the Indians. So, Frankie, your impression so far?
Yeah, I'll just like see that CCD. I mean, they had good stops there, but since that fullback started taking the ball over, he's had some good solid runs. Plus that third down conversion.
Move more on the ground than the pass. Only made 1 pass on that third down.
Oh, see, the first series of a game can tell, you know, tells a lot. I mean, that was one of the biggest things when I was coaching was, you know, making sure that your defense stays hungry. I mean, I'm a big believer on defense wins championships and offense wins games just because, I mean, you could have a bad night offensively, and if your defense is on point, I mean, you can be that way because, you know, it's just they're holding the game stalemate.
Definitely. So an early timeout by the Indians, and they line up again.
They seen something there that, you know, they didn't like, so that hopefully they address their players.
It is the same formation, though.
Oh, there's
Trying to get on second down, and we get flags fly in.
Encroachment offsides.
An easy call to make there. Offsides on North College Hill, and now moving up 5 yards.
That's the old rule. You don't go by sound, you go by the ball.
I talked to Coach Greg Ross this week, and this is his quotes. "We believe in running the ball and controlling the clock and playing physical football, and I think that translates over to your defensive mindset of being a physical, hard-hitting team." We've seen this team be physical and hard-hitting in this game so far, but definitely like to run the football more.
Oh, there's a fumble muffed a little bit.
Bad snap there by the Indians. And that'll basically cancel out the free 5 yards they got from that penalty.
Yep, sure did.
So it looks like a second down coming up. and about 10. Chilly night. It's football weather here in North College Hill.
Beautiful weather.
It is. Starting to bring out some jackets and hoodies now. It's not shorts and
Oh,
t-shirt
I'm
anymore.
pretty much still in. I love it so much that I'm cool with the shorts.
Yeah.
They got him in the backfield there.
Loss there for the Indians on the handoffs.
So that timeout was a good timeout. The team's adjusted since then, except that penalty, but it just came back after that muff fumble.
Miles Jackson, the runner there. The defensive moves by North College Hill.
Yeah, I was looking at their schedules. I'm definitely impressed with North College Hill's schedule compared to CCD's. I mean, that's like I said, that can come. It's going to come back even if they've lost more. If you play tougher competition, it usually makes you a stronger player.
Mecky Sams had the tackle on that last play for North College Hill, so it's third down here. Third and long, about third down at 13. Snap by Flanagan, rolls to the far side. He's going to keep it. And he'll be knocked out of bounds there.
I like that play for a goal line play for sure, because you've seen how he whipped around there. That was a good play. He's got to keep that ball tucked in, though, because if that ball, the coach can tell him that, because that's going to be a fumble if he don't watch it. See, it almost was a fumble. I mean, I didn't even see that happen. I mean, that ball was out there for the taking. Got to tuck that sucker away.
Definitely. And again, originally the running back. Again, we do not know why we are not seeing Cam Davis, the starter for Cincinnati Country Day.
Don't know if it's an injury, but if you talk to the coach, it could. I mean, obviously could have happened during practice. I hope not.
Another bad snap. This one picked up. And it's going to be a fumble. They're going to say it's North College Hill ball. I did not see that. We take a look at the replay here.
Wow, I can't believe he didn't.
Looks like it stumbled there. That was Will Brooks with the football.
Oh, that was fourth down.
Actually, it was a turnover on downs. My mistake. Not a fumble.
It's a big boy, number 73 out there from North College Hill.
Yes. That would be Maurice Pruitt.
Yeah, he's gonna.
6'2", 295 senior.
Looks like we're going in I-back formation for North College Hill.
Yep. Handoff there. Franklin Stewart, the quarterback.
Good solid run, good chunk. That's what you want. Anytime you running on first down, if you get a chunk of 5 or 6, you're good to go. You know you're making progress.
And a very good run by North College Hill. That was Courtney Woodward with the carry.
He carried a good 3-4 extra yards too when he got to him, tackled him.
Woodward, the second leading rusher on this North College Hill team, behind his quarterback, Franklin Stewart. 40 attempts coming into this one, 444 yards. And like Country Day, this Trojan team lives on the ground. Similar formation here on the next play. Stewart, another
Same play
handoff.
almost, and that one ain't going to work out too well.
To Woodward, and a nice play there by the defense.
See, you know, something that I was talking about before our broadcast. I mean, just, you know, going over plays. This is, like I said, it is unbelievable how important the coordinator's job is, because you can see there that was almost the exact same play, and you know, more times than none, when it's a run and it's the same way, it's going to be stopped. I mean, just players recognize things. You know, it's tough though. I mean, it really is. You just gotta mix it up, even if it was the other way.
Yeah. First quarter winding down very quickly inside the 5-minute mark here. Patrick Eschen, Frankie Edwards from North College Hill. This is Stewart rolling to the near side, and he's not able to make any yardage there.
See
Definitely a loss.
Here. Like, this is what this defensive end, one of the biggest things, contained, because like you said, the quarterback runs the ball. That was a design play, so I mean, he did a great job, because that's his number one job, is no one gets around that corner. You know, that's why he stopped that.
Tackle there made by Miles Jackson, who you just saw, a 6'3", 210 senior. Cincinnati Country Day, a lot of players on offense play defense too.
Oh yeah, with the, you know, this size of schools, I mean, there's some that don't even have a reserve team anymore, just because of the size and the, you know, the numbers that do come out.
Yeah.
I was lucky to be at Division V football, and we had,
Wow.
I think, 33 seniors play, and that was as many as Moeller at the time.
That's amazing.
And it's just, you know, we were just luckily blessed. Our class, my senior class, was 110 people. I mean, we were just blessed with an athletic class.
I asked Coach Greg Ross for CCD about that this week. He said they play Ironman football.
Oh, wow, over his head.
That snap way back. Luckily recovered by North College Hill. That was Ethan Krimmer, the freshman, with the recovery there, but that's going to send him very far.
Yeah, that's a turnover times 10 there. That's one thing. It's tough. That's why they always get your keepers and snappers. You got to practice. Boom, boom, boom. Even when you're over here on the sidelines, you got to keep doing that, because just that, you don't want that to happen. I mean, it's harder. It's easier said than done. That's why, they always repetition. You always see them kicker things, for kickers, just because you got to repetition, practice.
And that was 4th down, so turnover on downs on that play. So we see the CCT offense with great field position. Flanagan back out as quarterback. That's a handoff.
Looks like
to Brooks, and a flag down on the far side. See what our call is here. Flag was thrown after the snap. And it's going to be a false start on the Indians.
I like that runner, that number 24 for CCD. He runs the ball really hard compared to, I mean, not saying that you guys don't, but he's just got that extra edge that wants to get that extra couple yards, and I noticed that.
Will Brooks, top rusher, top receiver for this team. Again, mentioning his stats a few moments ago.
At that, he's the fullback. He lines up as the fullback.
Yes, 5'7", 175 senior. So it's Flanagan here. Got 2 in the backfield. There's a handoff and a quick tackle there. Noah Hess, the ball carrier for CCD.
It looks like the go-to guy for them might be 2-4. I might not even mix it up a little bit until I see somebody get him in the backfield, because I haven't seen him get tackled in the backfield yet. It seems like he's got just hungrier or something. I see him even blocking out there. He's a good player. I mean, I can just tell by his aspect of the game. He's a go-getter for sure.
Yep. No score, but CCD threatening. 2nd down here. And about 13. Flanagan with a snap.
Quick, see? I mean, that was even a stop and still got, look at that. Fighters. I mean, I like him a lot. I mean, he got that all by grit.
Another carry by Brooks, and part of that Ironman football we were just talking about with Coach Greg Ross.
Stop, boom, and just kept his feet moving. That's the #1 rule. Always want to fall forward and keep your feet moving.
Ross talking about that. He said, when I played back in the early 90s, you went both ways. That's just the way it was.
Yeah, that's something, and if some kid told me he's not in shape, well, you know what? We're going to be doing some conditioning, because I've never heard of a kid not in shape. That's why you're playing extracurriculars, student athlete.
He talked about knowing that his team had to be in great shape.
Another fumble, that might have been.
To compete for the postseason.
The snappers tonight have having a little trouble on both sides of the ball. I want to say maybe 5th one I've seen on just 2 series. I mean, maybe they're just having a night. But
you know a lot about this. You think the weather is having any impact on this?
That actually was the quarterback's fault. It wasn't even the snapper that time. They need to get on the same page. His hands need to be ready.
So we're going to get a field goal attempt here.
It's going to be a good
Nicholas Kramer on, and we get a flag.
False start.
It's going to be a false start.
Might have to think about it, because, I mean, this is going to be a pretty good long field goal.
We'll definitely add yardage. We have not seen any personnel changes so far.
He must be a good one, because I know that one of those things about it's a great asset to have. I mean, sometimes in high school, the soccer player comes over just to kick.
Kramer 14 for 16 on PATs this year. His longest field goal, 48 yards. And the kick there, very low and to the left.
That's just, one of them tough ones, sometimes it just almost looked too far for me, but I've seen it done. I mean, I couldn't say it. If he's hit it 48 yards, or what you just said, he can hit that.
Average field goal made at 35.8 yards.
I know one thing, with no numbers on the field, it's kind of driving me. I didn't realize how much I use that. Even if I was a coach, it kind of drive me nuts, because, I kind of look to where I'm at in the field, but if you can see way over there, see where it says 50, 40, 30, the little, they have the little cones, see them out there?
Yeah.
I barely could see it, though. I mean, I'm just seeing it because I was trying to look for numbers.
It's definitely hard for us, and maybe hard for you watching at home. And another flag here. This on first down for North College Hill.
Well, we got another penalty.
Unfortunately, I missed the signal. But I believe it set him back 5 yards, so it could have been a false start. And we're getting word now it was a false start.
We got a
So
pass
here's
play
North
here.
College Hill, a pass.
play.
That's a completion over the middle by Lorenzo Sparks.
Sparked the first down almost.
Good use of words there. And he got close to the first down. We'll see where they mark it. Chain gang working very hard tonight. And it'll be second down and inches here.
It's amazing we're already halfway through the football season, how quickly it goes.
It is amazing. A lot of big games around the Cincinnati area tonight. And as conference play beginning for a lot of teams.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said it, Ohio sports in all aspects is top notch. And especially in high school football at that, because I mean they go up against the big dogs from Texas, California, and Florida, and California, and obviously Texas, what I was just mentioned. But Ohio holds their own throughout the country. I mean, I know the GMC and the GCL, they'll play everybody and anybody at any given time.
Frankie Stewart with that last run. You see him there on your screen. 5'11", 160 senior.
I like that throw, that first play. I mean, maybe they need to go to the air a little bit more, because I mean he had time and everything. I mean that's one thing whatever's working good, I go to it, keep it.
Yep. There's Stewart
Oh,
here,
yeah, he's
rolling
got
to the
time to
near
run if he
side.
wanted.
He's got plenty of
Down the
time and
bomb.
wings this one downfield. And that one incomplete.
Should have caught that one.
A diving effort there.
He
was
actually
made
slowed
by
up here.
Morel
If you see.
Engelman.
As a receiver, we always keep running, and I actually hurt him a little bit because he didn't realize he was going to throw it that far. As you can see,
He wanted a flag. You think there should have been a flag there?
no, it was incidental. I mean, he should have caught that. I mean, I'm big on you get your hands on that sucker, you got to catch it. But you know,
Good defense there by Bri Aquino.
I'm surprised he didn't run that ball either. He had all time of the day to keep running, but maybe he'll do that next time. But I do like their blocking up front's looking good right now on off just the pass protection.
And we're starting to see this North College Hill team pass the ball a little bit more. Got a stoppage here. And they're going to say the clock was running after that incomplete pass. So the clock was running.
He
They're going to
fixed
put
that quick
32
enough.
seconds.
It's all good. I've been there before when I was doing basketball, volunteering, and put it this way, it can happen to anybody.
Job that doesn't get a lot of credit, but plenty of
Ooh,
pressure with it.
He wasn't looking.
Throw over the middle there by Stewart.
I tell you what, I don't know. Yeah, he's like, what? Yeah, if you receive, sometimes you're going to get the ball, you're an option. If he would have been looking, that could have been a touchdown at that. Quarterback, right, I mean, he put it right in the wheelhouse there, too. Oh, wow. Huh. Makes you think, like, what? I'd be like, hey, I wasn't getting the, yeah, you can get the ball. Look, he's talking to him in the lineup right now. Like, hey, man, if you're out there, you might be getting it.
North College Hill team may be adjusting themselves to passing. They've been running all game. Stewart with one man to his left. Takes the chest-high snap, rolls to the near side. It's got time. He's going to throw this one to the near side.
Jumped too early.
Jumped there. Was too early. Lorenzo Sparks, the intended receiver.
Man, I tell you, that's two plays here that the receivers are I mean, these are throwing some bombs at that, especially at this level. I mean, that's a far throw.
He was all alone downfield.
And he jumped, I mean, wow. That's a tough one there as an offensive coordinator off the team. You know, all you can do is say, hey, man, we practice this all week.
So it'll be a fourth down. We take another look at it. Closer angle.
Wow, it's like he didn't realize he didn't have them hops. He was trying to float there.
Yeah.
Just mistimed it.
Sparks, the 6', 165 junior.
So now when you see A.J. Green making them catches, you see how hard that really is.
Definitely. So on 4th down, we're going to see a punt here by North College Hill. High kick, and a fair catch made there by Matthew Atkins for CCD. So with 17 ticks left in the first quarter, we have no score here from North College Hill. And we saw the Trojans there try to go to the air, weren't very successful. How do you think CCD is going to approach this drive?
You know, keep giving it to number 24 until they stop that. That's how I look at it. You know, it's been really inconsistent. The other plays, you know, almost want to keep. I don't care if it's different formations. I'd mix him up in a different. If it was supposed to go at 4, I'm putting the 24 in his position, just so they don't get used to the same plays. But he's definitely the guy I want to have the ball in his hands, because he just has that extra effort that's going to break it to go for a touchdown.
Will Brooks, we have seen running the football all night long. Your favorite player, Frankie, for the CCD team.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I mean, this is going to be a good game, which I'm glad I'm getting to be a part of, because it's sometimes tough when you get matchups, and I just think the offensive, you know, especially on the side of North College Hill, they got the passing, it's there. He's got an arm. You know, just give it time. That was the first series, like you said, they've been running the ball predominantly the first few games. But I'll tell you what, their passing's there if they really want to make some quick goes and out routes.
We have a conference now between some coaches from North College Hill and the referees. Don't know what this is all about. The ball is placed at the 40-yard line, or just short. And we have the clock now at 10 seconds.
Yeah, just a little mess up. That, you know, it's, like I said, it happens. I mean, they got it. That's why they're out there. They got official. All officials have a watch on them just in case the clock goes haywire.
So we see Flanagan back out for the third series, and that run there by Aquino, I believe.
Well, I liked his run too. Maybe he got a taste of what 24's been out giving, saying, "Hey, just go out there and get after it."
Aquino and Brooks, the two rushers that really helped this CCD team on the ground.
He definitely didn't lie to you, that coach. They're a run first and run second option for sure. So, I mean, the only time they've thrown was when it was 3rd down and 10, and they got that first down. I'm just, how I am, I try to find out what is going to get me that end zone quicker and the most often, and I believe that's probably why I like different, you know, whatever my strengths are, but I know even if I can't try, I'm going to try different things. I'm not a, you know, QB sneak all the time type of coach. But, you know, sometimes the defenses will hold you up stifling. I mean, that's why I respect and I love defense so much.
Two teams that have a lot of defense in them, some very big players, and we are scoreless here through the first quarter. So, do you think this game will be remaining scoreless through halftime?
Yeah, they're going to be a breakout. You know, I think CCD's running backs are going to break out one. It's going to be North College Hill with the throw, I believe. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
I see what the two strengths are already.
They've tried some big plays in the air, North College Hill has. So the teams will switch ends.
And the QB did it. I mean, he did a great job through. I mean, there were some long balls. Yeah. Receivers just kind of didn't hold up to their bargain.
So it'll be CCD with the ball here on 2nd down.
And here's a catch, too, on a big thing about this is when you have players going both ways on both sides of the ball, them hard runs are wear and tear on teams. I mean, he got in there. That was a good penetration there. 24 can do nothing about that.
Flanagan the snap, Brooks the run. We take a look at it.
It's the first time I've seen him tackled in the backfield all game. But when someone doesn't block, I mean, that guy was in there by the time he got the ball. Good penetration on defense there.
Yes. North College Hill, we've seen their offensive line do some good things tonight. Crowd continues to grow here in North College Hill. Lots coming out.
Old homecoming, so some team, you know, past students come back.
Yep.
See their alma mater.
Had the parade before the game, like we mentioned earlier. Lots of kids involved in that. Looked like a fun time on the streets of North College Hill. Flanagan with a pass.
Wobbler.
It's a wobbling pass. And that went off the hand of North College Hill's Franklin Stewart, the quarterback and safety.
I honestly thought he threw this as it might have got tipped. I'm not sure.
Pass was very wobbly. The intended receiver there
Maybe they're seeing the ball. Every time I've seen it pass, everyone's leaving their feet like 5 seconds too early.
Blake Crowley, the intended receiver, you're right. So it is 4th down here. We're going to see a punt.
First punt for CCD tonight.
And Kramer with a punt there. It's going to drop.
Whoa.
Player's going down, and it's going to be surrounded by white jerseys and touched. Looks like inside the 20.
Yeah.
So that is where North College Hill will begin their next series. Bucko 5 into this second quarter. Talking about how small both of these teams are.
Yeah, they're both, I believe North College Hill is a little bit bigger than CCD, but, you know, with Ohio changing into 6 to 7 divisions in high school football, it's almost incredible how many divisions there is. I mean, LaSalle's Division II, Princeton's Division II, and all my life they were Division I schools, and they all play in a predominantly Division I conference. Some big, like you said, there's some big games tonight in high school football. You got St. X at the pit.
Run there by Courtney Woodward, the top rusher for North College Hill.
Moeller at LaSalle. So, I mean, the GCL is opening up tonight.
That's a big game, Moeller at LaSalle, yeah.
I mean, it's all across the board. I mean, them teams have been playing teams all over. I mean, if you look at some of them schedules, it's incredible. You know, it's all gets them ready for the playoffs. I mean, LaSalle could get in 5-5 into the playoffs just because how hard their schedule is.
Definitely. And we see hard schedules, you know, in college football, pro football.
Oh, yeah, pros, to me, there's not an easy schedule. It's really how it's lined up.
Yeah.
So if you're home, I mean, literally, the Bengals have had, you know, they're going to have 2 consecutive away games coming out last night. I mean, that's why sometimes you got to get off to a good start because you don't want to get in a hole, and especially in the NFL. But college anymore, they want to be in that top 4 so they can make that playoff, which hopefully can get to the top 8 because I would love to see it that many.
I would too. Add more teams in that, make it more like the basketball tournament.
Oh, yeah, and it doesn't even have to be, I mean, 8, that's cool because every team in the big conference and 2 at-larges, you know, that's how I would look at it.
Stewart the handoff.
So they're going, oh, it was a short play.
And a short play there. Could not see who made the run. Take a look at it here. Handoff was to Woodward. Lots of strength in that pile, Frankie.
Yeah, he was trying to fight for that last.
And the clock counting to halftime. Still no score. A game largely dominated by defense up to this point.
Is this 4th down or 3rd down?
And I believe this is 4th down and about 2 yards.
They're going to go for it. Wow. I'll tell you, that's tough on me. I mean, I'm gonna have, and he did punt it. He had me faked out.
Punt. Yep. And a catch there. Going right down is Flanagan, the quarterback.
What happened was after that first snap, they're like, hey, we don't want that to happen again. If you got to scoot up a little bit, do that.
Yeah. Good primer.
So that was a good defensive hold by CCD there.
Yes. And it appeared that Flanagan wasn't too happy about falling, but he's the quarterback and the offense in his hands now. So
he's actually the punt returner and the quarterback.
But not usually the quarterback. Remember, Cam Davis, the starter, out for this game. We still do not know why.
That the quarterback is? Because that's why we're having a lot of mishaps on muff punt or the quarterback because he's not used to him being in there.
They're missing Davis, who.
So, is this who's in there now, Ethan?
Flanagan in now. Davis.
Oh, wow.
Is out. And the handoff there, another fumble.
That's North College Hill.
You called it, Frankie, and we're going to see which way this goes. I believe North College Hill got to it first, and that's who they say did.
He's definitely got to be hurt because I know the coach has got to be. It's these little things are the things that will drive you crazy because turnovers. You will not win a game if you have turnovers. It's just that's football to a T. A
lot of players slow to get up there, yeah.
Especially a stalemate game like this, turnovers could be the reason.
The handoff was intended for Miles Jackson, but he did get it and then drop it. Flanagan kind of had to get out of the way for Jackson. So nonetheless, it'll be
I'm
North
going
College
deep
Hill
right
ball.
here. If I'm North College Hill, I'm giving my receivers. I mean, I haven't seen nothing wrong with this guy's throw that I can't. Maybe not even.
Stewart goes deep, like you said, Frankie, and that's going to be incomplete. Good defense there.
I hear the actual coaching staff next to me. As I'm shaking my head, he's like saying what I'm wanting to say. He's like, what is he doing? He's not running his routes right. As you can see, the quarterback's doing everything. The offensive line's doing everything they're supposed to do, getting plenty of time, great throw. The receiver has to keep running. He's slowing down, getting all tossed around when this could be a touchdown. I mean, if a ball goes over your head and your receiver, you got to get on the same page, because to me, it's usually the other way around. You know, you have to wait on something. He's actually laying it out there for you, especially if you got speed, which I know North College Hill has. It's gonna happen. You know, that's something that's part of the game.
Flanagan, the quarterback, providing the defense there on that play. Stewart again. He's in trouble. A lot of players slipping. He's able to make a play. And that's a catch there by Woodward.
That was all the quarterback.
He bobbled that one. They're going to say it's a completion. And it's going to move the chains. What a catch by Woodward.
And, you know, right here, watch his quarterback. I mean, most of them, he's able to escape this attack when, you know, it could have been a sack in the backfield. His athleticism and throwing on the run, that's a great play. It's tough to throw on the run like that. But that's what makes QB good when you can do that.
Tackle made by Connor Poole.
Throwing on the run
CCD.
is a difficult thing to do, especially the football.
Very difficult. We've seen Stewart and his versatility tonight, whether it be on the ground, throwing, moving around. He was all the way back at the 50 on that play.
Oh, they hurried up a little too quick.
And we're going to get the call here.
I'll tell you, if these receivers start running the right routes, like strongly, like I always believed in, even if you might get the ball, run that route as hard as you can, because you get used to doing that.
Yeah.
You know, because as a DB or a linebacker, I notice by, you know, it's almost like playing poker. If he changed, he got a good hand. You know, you can tell by the demeanor of that player if he's going to get the ball. Like, I better be ready. But you know, that's why I should always be the same and just be ready to play.
That was a false start on the Trojans, sent it back 5 yards.
Goodness.
Here's Stewart again, all the way back at the 45. That throw is incomplete.
How you dropped that one.
All alone was Mirel Engelman, the sophomore, on his knees, could not make the catch. It was almost intercepted, too, by some jumping.
Oh, yeah, he jumped too. I'll tell you, it's that night of the jumping earlies. What?
A lot of jumping CCD players
right
there.
over his head and should have. Oh, man.
I believe that was Blake Crowley.
You got to catch those. Them are the ones, you know, what if we'd have caught that, you know, or like in soccer, if you get a penalty kick against a good team, if you don't get that goal, you're going to be kicking yourself in the. Yeah, where's their options at? They're all going deep.
Stewart again, a deep throw, and that's a catch. It's a touchdown for NCH.
It was, you know, it was due time, like I was saying. It's just a matter of time with the QB can throw like that. I mean, he's lined it up there for the receivers to catch, and it's got to happen.
LJ Montgomery with the reception, and NCH the first to score here in this one. Defended by 2 players there.
Yeah, but like I said, it was just a matter of time. He was actually a really good catch because he was hit as he was catching that.
Quino and Crowley providing the defense there by CCD. So here comes the extra point.
The all ever so important extra point, I say.
Crimeron for it, and they're going to try to fake it where it was a bad snap.
It was old fumbler coming at him. You know, them are the things that drive you nuts because you're like, oh, man, it just changes the outcome of games, how you think as a coach, how you're going to try. Because now if they score a touch, say this was a stalemate all the way to the fourth quarter, that extra point is going to win the game, and it's big. And it could be later down the line.
LJ Montgomery responsible for the snap there. You see him holding the football. And Coach Greg Ross for CCD. Not the best defensive series there for the Indians, but they do get lucky to not allow an extra point.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, that guy was wide open to drop the ball. Then they just went right back. Like I said, they went right back to it. And the thing is the only thing I'm worried about that is, as I see that as on a CCD defensive standpoint, they haven't been doing nothing short, which I'm kind of shocked because he's got lots of time. If they just made little hooks, slants,
Definitely.
curls.
Yep.
I mean, he doesn't have to throw that long ball, especially if my receivers are not running my routes right, especially on just, those streaks type, posts, which, it's long plays. But I'm telling you, the little flares, it's open all day if they want to go to that. I mean, a flare to me is, I've seen the field. It's wide open.
Kickoff here coming from Krimmer. Very long kick. And it's caught there by Noah Hess.
Missed tackle.
Hess dodged a few tackles. He'll get out near the 35. So that's where CCD will take over with 7:13 to go in the quarter. Nice return there by Hess, dodging a lot of tackles. Some agility there. And the tackle was made by Mecky Sams of North College Hill. So we'll see Flanagan again here for CCD. Flanagan, the top receiver for this squad, 186 receiving yards coming in.
And they got so many people at that line.
Man
That's
in
the
motion.
bad thing about having your backup quarterback, and it's it's just on every level. It's tough. I mean, that's what not to give them bad, but a backup is a backup for a reason, and that's tough because it's hard to run your offense to their strengths.
The carry there by Aquino will lose yardage for the Indians. Six nothing. The Trojans on top.
If I'm CCD here, I'm definitely doing some kind of play action here in the next few plays because they're so predominantly trying to stop that run. It's going to be something open. I mean, even the safety's scooting up.
A lot of people in the backfield for CCD. Man in motion, that's Hess.
Oh,
And
my
another
goodness.
bad snap. We do get a flag, though. It was picked up by Flanagan. It's going to be a false start on the Indians. Now, if that snap was a fumble, then they would have been lucky. We've seen a lot of false starts, a lot of bad snaps tonight for CCD.
And like I said, that just comes down to, repetition with a new QB, which, it's going to be one of those tough things where hopefully they can iron this out in the game. I mean, their defense is doing a, good job. It's just offense does got to put up something.
Yep. Two in the backfield for Flanagan. A handoff there.
They're not going to be able to run that with that many people up there. I mean, they're bringing so many people up on that line. And College Hill it's almost they're going to have to throw the ball. I mean, it's at that point.
Not a very big gain there by the carrier, Will Brooks. It's going to bring up a third down situation here, and very long.
I think a screen would be great. I mean, anything right
Yeah.
now because they're bringing so many people. I mean, a screen is what you do. You almost block for a couple seconds and let them go.
The first down marker is at the 45-yard line. The ball right now is at the 25.
Yeah, he's got a long one.
It's going to be another handoff.
Oh, wow, he snuck through there.
Carry there by Noah Hess, but
Didn't get anywhere on that one.
did not really. So the special teams unit will come on here for the Indians.
Makes me think, I mean, I don't know. I haven't really seen him throw except, that one. I mean, and it was a tough catch, but not enough to me not say not throw.
Just under 5 minutes left in the second quarter. We get a punt from Kramer. And that's going to bounce near the 40, get inside to about the 37, and that's where the Trojans will begin their next series. So they're up 6-0. They get the ball, and they have the chance to up 2 possessions, maybe more, going into halftime. What do you think they should do on this drive, Frankie?
Oh, like I said, like I just told you a minute ago, I'd do the curls and, just little short routes, flares. I mean, that's what I'm going to do because it's going to get you up the field really quick because I haven't seen them able to sack him yet unless it was that designed run play. But, they're doing what every team does. They try to establish that run game, But to me, if you can get short passes, it's just as good as the run.
We've seen the Trojans gamble on a lot of plays. That's how they got their touchdown. So we see Seward take the snap, roll to the near side, a little
option.
flip there.
Good hit.
That was Courtney Woodward with a carry. Lots of players hitting there for CCD.
High snap into an option QB run there, which, you know, that's one of those like, it's tough. Because option,
dangerous.
if that goes by, it's a fumble.
Yeah. Gains about a yard, so.
24's in that tackle. Like I said, he's everywhere. CCD.
Will Brooks, the defensive back and running back who we've seen a lot this game. One man to his right. Stewart takes the high snap, hands it off to Woodward.
Look at blocking.
He's going to come up the middle to the near side, and he's going to break some tackles.
Wow.
And Woodward is gone. It's a touchdown for NCH.
In that play, he almost ran into the quarterback during the snap, let alone that was a really bad play. Just bad defense by CCD. I mean, obviously tip his cap for, you know, keeping that play alive, but wow, that's one of those head scratchers.
A lot of broken tackles there. Do you think they're going to go for 2?
You know, I'm not, but obviously if you don't have trust in your snapper, you know, obviously it'd be better just to do the go for 2. But you also don't want to be sitting up there with 12 points either after 2 touchdowns.
Yep. So we'll see what happens here. Stewart is out, the quarterback on the field.
Yeah,
and
going.
Yep. The kicker is on the sidelines. Ethan Krimmer with a tee in his hand. So we'll see what the Trojans can do here. Trying to get back on track after scoring 2 touchdowns.
Oh, they're going to have to call timeout. They got a guy running in all late. Wow. This is a play I'm calling timeout right now just because what just happened.
To the far side, to the near side. Quick play over the middle.
Easy. There
And
comes the flag.
reception there
He
by
wasn't set.
Jabari Arnold from North College Hill.
It ain't
Gets
gonna
the conversion.
count. I don't think. I think because that guy came running in the field, illegal substitution. That's why I said to call that timeout. I mean, I'm trying to coach from my microphone. I mean, it's already how many minutes left? I would use the timeout. That's a timeout play all over the place.
That catch actually by A.J. Hammonds, but it will not count. So it'll push him back a little bit here. They're going to retry it. Stewart's still out there.
Are they going for it? They're actually going
They
for
are.
it too? Wow.
Same formation, too.
Huh.
One man to his left. Stewart takes the head-high snap. He's going to keep this one, use his speed, and dodge a couple tackles to get into the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
Well, he did that all on himself there. I mean, that's CCD is going to be scratching their head because, you know, that's something too in high school football or any sport really. How a lead or, you know, you got to stay up. You know, there's always a second half. You got to retool, come out, even if you had a bad first half, because I've seen, and that's the job of the coaches to keep them motivated, because you don't want to get on that other side where you almost, it's not like laying down, but it's almost like you're bleeding and you're not covering that wound up because, you know, it's like when they smell blood, you know, they're going to keep coming after you, so you better stop them.
Do have a player injured, though, on the North College Hill sideline. Courtney Woodward is sitting on the bench getting medical attention. His right ankle is being wrapped. We'll continue to watch that. Frankie, I sideline reported last week at Harrison, and that's basically just looking after all the injuries.
Oh, yeah, that's, you know, that's probably when I didn't play football until junior high because to me, it's big-time injury bug, especially, you know, and with all the protocols with concussions, and it's no messing around anymore.
Got to have a good medical staff.
Always. There's always a trainer. He got loose a little bit, too.
Flag thrown in by the referee behind the play. That was Noah Hess with the carry. He got out to the 40. And it's going to be holding by CCD. So that'll set him back 10 yards. From the spot of the foul, they're going to go back to the 20. The flag was placed at the 30. So the Indians down 14 here. 3:43 left till halftime. What did they do, Frankie?
You know, they haven't seen him throw the ball, so it's one of those things you might want to try to just get to halftime why it's like this, because 2 scores is not a lot to be down by. But obviously, running the ball that far back is not going to get you in scoring position either.
One man to his left is Flanagan. It's another handoff and another quick tackle. That was Aquino with a carry there. The man in motion was Brooks. Take a look at it.
I mean, I don't know if it's the player, or like I said, with that injury or with that quarterback missing. I mean, that's got to be the biggest issue, because when you're one-dimensional, it changes the whole game.
Tackle made on the last play by Khalil Scott. 6'3", 200 senior. So they'll go at it again. 2nd down and a loss of 1 on that play. Flanagan with the man to his left. Man in motion is Aquino. And a quick run up the middle there by Brooks. So Brooks the carry there. This game very slow moving. And Frankie, we're continuing to see this team run the football, not pass it. Even though we've seen that the running doesn't work. It's an I formation here. Brooks the man behind Flanagan. And a timeout was called by the quarterback.
They tried to get them to jump off sides there, and they held their ground, and that's why they called a timeout.
So 2:12 left in the 2nd quarter. Bryce Flanagan does a lot for the CCD team. He's a rusher, he's a receiver, he's a kickoff returner. They have some speedy guys, but just really not able to push past that initial set of defense by North College Hill.
Oh, yeah, because they got everybody up on that line.
Perfect night for football here in North College Hill. It's homecoming night. And a big crowd on hand, continuing to stick around for this one, seeing the winter hats out. And as we take a look at the coach for CCD, that's Greg Ross. Ross and his Ironman football at CCD.
Yeah, he don't even have a headset or nothing on. I wonder how that's working out. Do they have a crew up here? I don't even see a CCD crew up here.
There is North College Hill coordinators up here. That pass to the near side, incomplete.
Because that could be a big problem right there.
Yes, the intended receiver there, Miles Jackson, as we take another look at it. Possibly a lack of coordination by Country Day, maybe contributing to this offense problem they've had. We'll take a look there at Miles Jackson.
Boom, almost blocked that one too. They need to scoot up a few.
Down.
Oh, man. One of those guys should be tallied. They should have it offset. You know how they're lining up back like that? One guy needs to scoot up a little bit, almost like this. Just because, you know, to me, at least if you get a fair catch, you're going to save yourself 10 yards, or you can get you a run out of it. I've always been a big believer on having a tally like this, because you don't know it's going to be a big punt. You got the guy in the back and you got one in the front. I mean, that's how I've always seen it set up. I mean, the parallel's good if they knew how far that ball was going to go.
Yep. That punt down to the 35. That's where North College Hill will take over. Just under 2 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. So how does North College Hill approach this drive?
You know, they got minute 59 working with 2 timeouts maybe, and a ball right over his head.
Bad snap.
Jump on that sucker. Now it's going to go
fall on it.
That's North College Hill, or that's CCD's ball, just because he didn't fall on it.
I believe Stewart may have fallen on top of that. We'll see what the ruling is here.
you know, the number one rule whenever a ball goes over your head, especially as a quarterback, you don't try to pick that sucker up. You try to fall in because you don't want to have a turnover that far in because that just changes the outset of the whole game. I mean,
Yep.
put it this way, CCD can do their run plays on that. We're that far close to the – and so I'm surprised they didn't get that ball. That ball was sitting on the ground for a few.
Referees never motioned to a side, so it's going to stay with North College Hill.
It must have, because I've seen a couple guys jump on it.
Yeah. A lot of bad snaps tonight for some reason.
Oh, wow. Understatement.
And a flag here thrown by the umpire. It's going to be a false start on the Trojans. It'll set them back 5. Clock drained down to $1:19 left in this first half now.
I wonder when this booth was built, what year this was built in. I mean, it's got some old-looking wood in here. Don't you agree?
Very old booth we are in. Run up the middle there.
He's just going to kneel
And
it.
some pushing and shoving after that play. No flags thrown, though.
Yep, CCD's going to try to call their stalemate on him and say, hey, if you're going to do that, we're going to try to get the ball back and not throw the ball. That's the thing.
Yep, we do have a timeout on the field.
Because obviously, was it 3rd down and 30, 35?
Possibly.
I mean, he's got to get all the way out over the 45, and he's sitting on the 5.
The first down marker is at the 45,
Is he on
like
the
you
10?
said.
Wow, he's on 10. He's got to make it all the way to the 45.
So this is going to be a 3rd down and 35.
What do you do there?
I have
You
no
just
idea.
make sure you run the ball and keep that clock rolling so they can use a timeout. That's what you do.
The scoreboard here does not show a down in distance.
And the thing is, this could have been a lot worse if that ball wasn't CCD's. We're talking about a 14-7 game,
Yeah,
and North College Hills dominated its first half.
definitely. And of course, the weather getting a little chillier here as we get later on into the night. The sun has been down for quite some time now. Of course, the field a little wet too from that dew that goes on the ground this time of night.
And this hunger reached deep down inside me in this weather. I start getting hungry.
Yeah.
I'm like a bear. I hibernate a little bit and eat big seconds.
So here we go. Stewart from
Get
North
you one of
College
those hats,
Hill.
Patrick, down there. Look at you see the band's
We
hats.
should. The marching band in front of us right now.
Oh, he's throwing the ball too. Oh wow! He
Stewart
decided to
looked
run.
to
That
throw
ball was
it,
gonna
and
pop
he's
out.
going to
He's
run
still
it.
running. He's gonna
He
go.
was breaking many tackles coming to the near
no
side.
way. Oh my
And
gosh!
Stewart
Oh my gosh!
needs some blocks. He's still running it to the 45.
Oh my goodness!
Finally tackled by a mass
That
of
was
white
fun
players.
design.
Frankie
That's gonna be
Stewart
funny.
with some agility came from the 10 to the opposing 45-yard line. What a run by Frankie Stewart. He is the top rusher on this team.
I tell you, this whole play had disaster written all over it too. I'm like, wait, they're throwing the ball? You don't want to throw the ball, and it's 35. But I guess it was designed draw. But look at this ball. Look at this ball out here. I mean, literally, he is playing.
College level versatility
That's why.
there.
I know, and he's playing disaster because all it's going to take is someone going, not tackle him, just grab that ball.
Yep.
All I got to do is grab the ball. It is out there for the taking.
He had blocks
Almost,
too.
he got it almost.
Yes.
I would have kept him up and ripped that ball out.
Tackle was finally made by Connor Pohl.
You know, I tell CCD's coach, I say, hey, let's let that quarterback run the ball one more time. And you actually have a player specifically saying, now, make sure you don't tackle him yet. You rip that. Because, I mean, there was plays during practice that we worked on every day about ripping the ball, even when the ball's tucked in. When the ball's out here, I guarantee there's a fumble if he keeps doing that. But like I said, that was all effort. And what's just so funny is the whole time I'm watching him run that ball, and that's all I thought about. I'm like, he's going to get this whole run, and then it's going to pop out. But he almost kept it alive to go the distance, and that would have been a 100-yard run. I mean, literally, he got the first down all on his feet. And that was a long run. Barely got the first down attack.
Could hear you laughing in the background, Frankie.
Oh, that was one of those plays that's.
Yep. Stewart takes a snap. He's going to
Here
keep
we
it
go
again.
again.
Rolls to the far side.
The defensive end does a good
And
job.
finally a tackle made there.
He's been sacked twice, and it's been on those long. I want to say it's maybe it is a throw, then he's just bailed out, but the last one wasn't.
Miles Jackson, tackler
See
there
that
on
ball?
Stewart.
tucked it away the last second.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
It's going to lose 5 yards.
CCD would be very happy with me if they would tell. I mean, that's all they got to do. I mean, his
And
ball is out there.
we're going to run this thing down to halftime. Actually, never mind. The
That
timeout
was
called by
bad,
North College Hill.
Bad play clock management there. I mean, if you were trying to save it, you want to try to get it to. As soon as he's down, you call timeout. You don't. You know what I mean? That's coaching 101, I want to say. I mean, obviously where they're at now, distance-wise, is not. The kicker is probably only about 15 in, but
Yep.
how they've been scoring the long ball, I mean, I'm at least trying to get 2 times the answer, unless it's going to be just 1 because it's only 10 seconds when he could have had 2. And you've seen how, the DBs of CCD, I mean, it's there to get another long touchdown if they want, just athleticism.
See a wide pan of the field there here in North College Hill. The marching band on the bottom awaiting their halftime show. And the team's really here just trying to kill
that's what
time.
I'm telling them, hey, we're going 2 times deep. We're throwing the deep ball. And hopefully you're able to get that second one because 10 seconds with how he throws, it could actually only be 1 play.
North College Hill has gambled and gotten some touchdowns off of it, especially in the air.
Oh, they look like they're just going to run the ball,
So they're
which
on
is
the
ironic.
left hash
oh,
here.
No, they were just huddling up a little bit. I would bring all my receivers out, make it a trips, but
Stewart with 1 man to his left, 1 to his right.
there's a false
Flag
start.
thrown in during the
see.
snap. Stewart's just going to throw this over the middle. That's a catch
Oh, needed him.
made there by L.J. Montgomery, but
Let's see
like you
where that
said,
flag's
Frankie, a
at.
possible false start here.
Let's see if it's legal motion, maybe. Yep, sure was.
False start.
Now throw the deep ball.
Knock out the play. 3 seconds left. So it looks like it's up to the players here to decide what's going on. They're all huddled around.
Yeah, they just need to get themselves set up and throw a deep ball. Like I said, I don't know what's going on. They're going to just let the game go. I mean, I don't. That's just me. I guess they can't. That's what it is. You can't stop the clock on a penalty. So they had to just run the clock out.
So we have reached halftime here in North College Hill. It is the home team, Trojans, up 14-0
Santa Claus.
on Cincinnati Country Day. We've seen a lot of interesting things here in North College Hill tonight. So it is halftime. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment. You're watching ICRC-TV's Friday Night Football.
If I could make sure Frank Stewart and A.J. Hammond and my relative women.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will...
My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
If I play sports for my school, I will have more confidence. I will get better grades.
I will learn how to show good sportsmanship.
I will be more physically fit. I will learn how to handle wins and losses in sports and in life. I will have more school spirit.
I'll learn how to work together. I will learn to set goals and work to reach them.
I'll make good decisions off the field. If I play sports for my school, if I play sports for my school,
If I play sports for my school,
I will learn how to be a leader.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret where they couldn't go in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Congratulations to our King and Queen, Frank and
taken off the field.
All right, folks, get out your split the pot tickets because we have a $56 winner here. All right, if you're looking at your tickets, the winning number is 805313. For $56, the winning ticket is 805313. Will the winner please come to the press box to claim your money?
Thank you.
That's the best you can do is split the pot.
There's Dean, finally gets one on the inside.
Dan.
One guy that's got an angle on it, and he cuts back. That's Martinez in front of him. He's inside the 10.
And there he goes.
And that's a touchdown.
20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Mason.
There's Dean, finally gets one on the inside.
Dan.
One guy that's got an angle on it, and he cuts back. That's Martinez in front of him. He's inside the 10. And there he goes. And And that's a touchdown.
20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Mason.
There's Dean, finally gets one on the inside.
10.
One guy that's got an angle on it, and he cuts back. That's not an edge on him. He's inside the 10.
And there he goes.
And that's a touchdown.
20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Mason.
There's Dean, finally gets one on the inside.
10.
One guy that's got an angle on it, and he cuts back. That's not an edge on him. He's inside the 10.
And there he goes.
And that's a touchdown.
20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Mason.
There's Dean, finally gets one on the inside.
10.
One guy that's got an angle on it, and he cuts back. That's not an edge on him. He's inside the 10.
And there he goes.
And that's a touchdown.
20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Mason.
There's Dean, finally gets one on the inside.
10.
One guy that's got an angle on it, and he cuts back. That's not an edge on him. He's inside the 10.
They go.
And that's a touchdown.
20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Mason.
There's Dean finally gets one on the
Frankie
inside.
Edwards back with you here in North College Hill. It's a 14 of Cincinnati Country Day. And Frankie, we saw some gambling in the first half as far as passing goes. We saw a lot of running by both teams. Your analysis going into the second half of play?
Well, you know, the athleticism right now of North College Hill is beating CCD. It's you got to do a better job of. I mean, that it makes it hard for that the defense, because the quarterback can run the ball, so they almost got to have a middle way, because they know if they all run deep, he can take it and run. But also, like I said in the first half, he does not tuck the ball away, and it's going to be the nemesis, because until he learns to tuck that away, there is going to be fumbles, because there is teams I know. I was somebody that, if I seen, that I always taught to rip the ball anyway.
Yep.
When it's out there for the taking. But also CCD's offensive has been one-dimensional, to say the least, and it's going to be a long night if they don't get some kind of arsenal of passing together, because one-dimensional teams, it's easy to stop.
Yep. So both teams now getting ready to play here, as we have an extra 3 minutes added to the clock for some reason.
I knew I had more time than I thought.
Yeah.
But, they didn't tell me that up on the clock talk. Huh?
Frankie got up here just before we were about to go. So we will take a little break here, and we will head to the second half right after this on ICRC-TV.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just
to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
I've attended basketball games from coast to coast over the years as a participant, broadcaster, parent, and fan. And believe me, I've seen my share of unsporting behavior. The purpose of school sports is for kids to have fun, develop their skills, and learn lessons that will last a lifetime. So when you attend a school contest, please keep that in mind. Remember to behave in a way that reflects positively on your child, your school, and your community. Let's respect the game.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
So we're back here in North College Hill. Second half about to get underway. The Trojans will get the ball first. Here as we begin this half, up 14-0. As the clock will wind down. Frankie, what does Cincinnati Country Day have to do here on defense to start the second half off right?
Make sure that they cover the deep ball and also have a QB spy on the QB, which means you have a middle linebacker that follows everything the quarterback does. So, he doesn't beat you with his athleticism, but also I would try that card I was talking about earlier. I'd bait him into running again and have that spy literally not tackle him, but rip that ball out because it's out there for the taking. And I honestly, as a coach, they got to be seeing the same game I am.
Kickoff there by Kramer.
Good kick.
And a return here by North College Hill. That was Morel Engelman, the sophomore.
That was a good kick, too.
Yep. So that's where North College Hill will begin this next drive. Saw a good halftime show and the homecoming people honored here at North College Hill. Again, it is homecoming night. And you can definitely hear all the students having a good time in the stands, the parents enjoying this game. A lot of community members out tonight. And a full house here in North College Hill. So Seward will take the snap here, rolls to the near side, and he was throwing there. The ball went out of bounds. A tackle from behind by Miles Jackson.
He was almost throwing it, but it was got lucky that out of bounds was there.
Never mind, we don't.
It was a fake out replay.
Yep.
We call those the fakes.
So that took 15 seconds off here in this third quarter. The Trojans
took 5 yards also.
Yes, it did. So the Trojans losing 5 on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 15. And they will line up here. Stewart with one man to his left. He's going to throw. It's a long ball over the middle and a catch there and an interception. That went off the hands of Courtney Woodward and then was intercepted by the quarterback, Bryce Flanagan, for Cincinnati Country Day.
You know what's funny about that is he's had tough hands all night behind the and when he catches a tough interception. So you tell me how that works.
So the Indians getting some momentum now.
You got to catch this ball right here as a receiver, but also he left his feet a little too early, but that's a catch. You got to catch those all day. But that's a great interception. I mean, for him and his hands, that was great.
Great place, right time,
and
situation.
Good reaction. And the thing is, I don't know why they don't have no curls, flares, and they're going to these deep balls every time. It's going to be easier to cover.
So that's where CCD will take over right at the 45-yard line.
Look how many guys are up in there. There's only one safety.
Man in motion, another bad snap. They're going to have to fall on it.
Like I said, he just made a great pick, but the snaps, it's a different story. He needs some gator glue.
Yes.
Stuff for his sticky hands to get just, right to it, because I've seen way too many of those tonight. We got a little dancing out there by 58. He's liking all these run plays because it's easy for the taking. He's like, oh, I love this job.
And that number 58 for North College Hill is Jalen Stewart. 6'2", 205 senior.
He's enjoying his last homecoming. That's what he's dancing.
Yep, a lot of upperclassmen on this team.
Wow, that's a hole. He's got. If he gets outside.
And a big hole there on the rush by your favorite player, Will Brooks.
I got two things I did say earlier. I thought maybe he was going to bust one, and I thought they were going to score on a deep ball. So I got one right so far. We'll see if that second one comes here in the second half. He almost busted that one there. I mean, that's the thing, though. He's not the type with a gateaway speed. He's got that grit to get that extra couple, and that's why I know to bust out a few times.
Yep. So the huddle
Good
here
blocking
for
too.
CCD. Their offense seeing some life here after that interception. Maybe they got some momentum from that.
I don't know if that was good blocking or what, but that hole was so big that everybody can run through that one. False start.
After the snap. So that'll set back Flanagan and the Indians 5 yards on the false start. 10:31 left in the early stages of the second half. It's 14-0 Trojans and some Friday night football action.
You think they're going to run the ball? Yep.
High formation here for the Indians. It's a handoff.
Another good one.
And yep, another good run. The carrier there was Brooks, and he seems to be shaken up a bit.
Yeah, they don't want that to happen. You know what caused that play was that guy going in motion. That, you know, just making something different in the backfield can cause a defense to, you know, that's why he gained that 5. Maybe, I mean, you got to do little things sometimes just to get the defense thinking, even thinking the wrong way.
Yep.
I wouldn't, oh my goodness, almost done. Oh, ran right into the.
It was a bad snap.
Circus. You know, it was the same, almost the same play, but even a slower developing play.
Right.
Wow. You know, as I noticed, and I've stated at the halftime, CCD does not have don't have their coordinators in the booth up here, and I was looking on the sidelines.
Which we mentioned earlier.
And that's the thing, like, I mean, you don't realize how important that job is, and I don't know what the case is of that, because I know they have the personnel. It's just, it's something I've never seen before.
So it looks like another running play up here. Flanagan will take the snap with 2 men in the backfield.
Oh, wow.
He's actually going to pass it to the near side, a wobbly pass.
He drops it.
And that's going to be incomplete, the intended receiver there.
He called your bluff on that one, didn't he?
Miles Jackson, he did.
He had aces, and he said, I'm all in too. But, you know, I tell you what, that ball was like the floating duck. I mean,
maybe CCD has figured out that they need to pass the football.
Well, to me, until I see some, I mean, he was getting sacked too at the same time, but he should have caught that too.
Yep.
Huh. I would get
nearly
that.
out of bounds too.
Oh, they got to punt it as quickly as that happened.
And the last play on 3rd down, so it is 4th down now. The punt coming from Kramer.
That's a good
very
punt.
High kick.
I tell you what, their kicking game's on point tonight.
And that's
watch out!
Land.
Almost popped on them. You don't want that happening. That's why you gotta. There's a word usually as like North Carolina Chill is supposed to say a word. Just look out for the. I mean, if that ball hits you, it's a live ball. So I've seen that happen too many times.
That's going to be right at the 20, where the next drive will start for North College Hill. Up 14-0 here in this.
That was a great
second
punt.
half.
I mean, it only was at the 20, but to me, it was everything it was supposed to do, as high, and it almost hit one of their players because of that.
Spiraling kick, very high in the air. Almost lost it in the lights. So it'll be Frankie Stewart and company to start this next drive. He's got 1 man to his left, 2 to the near side, nobody on the far side. A high snap for Stewart, a flag thrown.
He's going to run.
By the referee behind the play. Stewart's going to run this one, and he's just charging over Cincinnati Country Day Indians. That first challenger there was Jack Tarek. We do have a flag. See what this is all about. It's going to be holding.
Saw that big hit for nothing. Bummer.
Holding on Country Day.
Oh, that's on North College Hill.
Or North College Hill, my bad.
I thought it was too early for a hold at that. I tell you what.
The flag came in right there
his
after the snap.
ability has actually saved them from having balls go over his head. I mean, he's jumped at least, I want to say 75% of the time he's had to jump. Maybe he needs to take a step back.
Knocking players over too. Aquino with a lucky tackle there.
Oh, he did. He for how little he was, he ran over that guy.
Yep. Lots of strength. And
that'll be on his highlight reel, is when he gets out. He's like, hey, you see me do that?
Yep.
Quarterback running over people.
Frankie Stewart, only 5'11", 160.
What they say, it's not this. Oh, and
the
as I
snap is going to go into the end zone,
it as,
and he is going to be knocked out to the back. It's going to be a safety.
Bummer. You know what's funny is I was just talking about that too, and then it actually, he couldn't jump for that one. That one's going to be a.
Yep.
He needed a. There, he couldn't even if he was 6'11", getting that one.
That one way high. Stewart tried to escape it, but good defensive play there by Patrick Merritt.
The only thing he did good there was he got to the ball, and it wasn't 7 or 6 instead of 2. Yep. I mean, if that ball if he would have got that ball, if he would have been really on the ball, he would have kept running left and trying to throw it. But you know, obviously, it's easier said than done, because that ball went way over his head. So we've had a kind of a sloppy second half so far, especially on North College Hill. It's not an ideal start to their second half. They've had an interception and now a safety. But obviously their defense has been holding stalemate on CCD's strong running attack. And CCD's got to get something here, you know. There's only so many times your defense is going to bail you out, and you're going to have to put some points on the board.
So the score now 14-2.
Yep, and they got to kick it off from like the 20 or something, so it's going to be short field position.
So CCD with a couple of points on the board in their favor. They get on the board from defense, and so now they'll have the offense out and try to get them some points tonight. As they'll get the ball here. What's the likelihood of an onside kick right now?
Yeah, no way. Unless they want CCD to come back and win.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, until I seen him throw the ball and then throw the ball successfully, even if I'm 4th and inches down there, I'm kicking it down there because they just can't move the ball. I mean, and that's tip caps off for stopping the rushing attack, but.
Yep.
And they got to punt it too, I forgot. It's going to be, I would actually scoot up because I don't believe this punter's like CCD's punt.
So we have a stoppage here. Do not really know what this is all about. It's going to be a punt coming.
Actually, taking it back, that was a good punt.
Was a good punt there by Krimmer. Noah Hess with the reception. He'll get out over the 50 to about the 46-yard line.
Almost got a baseball score with someone that had a lot of runs, you know?
Yep.
He just got a 2-run home run. At least they got on the board, right? That's what I would say. Hey, let's build on that.
Hess had a good return. They get the safety. They made some good plays, including that interception.
Which was a really good play.
CCD may be onto some life here.
I mean, everybody in this whole stadium knows it's going to be a run. That's why I almost would bet on something, even a play action.
Yep.
But when you only have one receiver out there, it makes the game different. I mean, unless you're going to do some kind of flare, which I haven't seen them do yet.
Pass the man in motion. It's a handoff.
Too easy.
To Aquino.
I mean, like I said, everybody knew what was happening. It was just what direction. And most of the time it has been going left.
So CCD, after that play, will huddle up, try to figure out something new. 2nd down coming up, and 13. As the clock ticking down here in the 3rd quarter. We'll see what formation they have. One receiver to the near side, nobody on the far side.
And then they get shotgun in that formation. Look, we got guys coming in late too. He's just walking in. That just shows you, look, and they still in game 4 or 5. They had a guy, 54, comes in, literally walks in the game. And that means they only have 10 players, and they still, I mean, it's just things like that that makes me say, you know, it's tough because I like to see kids succeed, and, you know, it's one of those things. It's one-dimensional. It's very tough, and also we just don't know what happened to their quarterback. You know.
Carry there by Will Brooks on that last play. So CCD to line up again. It's 3rd down here at about 9. Same formation. It's a low snap, and the throw there is going to be incomplete. 2 receivers going after that.
Open.
And that was Hess and I believe Miles Jackson.
I mean, he's open. It's just got to be timing. But if you don't throw the ball, it's going to be like this. You got to throw the ball a couple times to get used to it. I mean, they can't be mad at the quarterback because they haven't had him throw all night.
Yep.
I mean, if they have these plays, I mean, they should be putting them in their arsenal right now because I would do it 1st down just to screw it all up.
So a punt here from Kramer.
Good punt too. I mean, he's a good punter.
And that one lands. It's going to go out of bounds inside the 10, right by the 6. We'll see where they mark it. It's going to be at the 6-yard line. So nice special teams play there by CCD.
The punter's been their player of the game.
Yep. North College Hill will take over there at the 6.
You also, you know, not to say nothing bad about punter, but you don't want your punter to be the best player of the game on your side just because it just means you're not getting in the end zone. But you got to have that. I mean, hey, every team, every special team, everything's very important.
And earlier this week when I talked to the head coach for North College Hill, Derek Wiggins, he said the winner of this game will put 100% effort into all 3 aspects of the game: offense, defense, and special teams.
You know, though, CHCA is really on a different level in this league right now than any other team I've seen. I mean, literally, are a couple levels up on, just the MVC and the style of play. I mean, and it's been like that for a few years now. But CHCA, I mean, they're just, when I was with them, we went Coldwater to state Final Four. It's just predominantly, it's funny how each year it just reloads for teams. I mean, you just got to get back into that because, every school changes. It's time, goes through rough pains, and then you get super athletes. It just goes up and down. You just got to have consistency sometimes.
Last rush there was from Adrian Ward. Stewart, the keeper.
They're going to be adding a few teams next year to the MVC. Norwood will be leaving the SBAAC, which I never understand why they were in that league anyway, because they were the only Hamilton County team playing teams in Brown County, Claremont County. Got another injury.
And we have the quarterback down. That's Stewart.
Could be a cramp.
As they attend to him, he was running on that play. We'll get a look at it here. Again, the play action keeper.
We'll see if it was a cramp. So, I mean, this is one thing with kids anymore.
May have tripped down, rolled an ankle maybe. Slipped and twisted maybe.
Grass monster got him.
Yep. This field is grass, has a lot of different holes in it, and it isn't level either.
If any kids are out there watching, this is two things why this happens when you're playing a sport. One thing is your nutrition, and you're not getting enough water. You got to drink plenty of water and stretching before and after any kind of.
Which is what they're doing right now to him. Stretching.
Cramps
appears to be that left leg.
It's really the biggest thing I'm going to say is water and amino acids building up. But it's one of the biggest things anymore that I've seen with kids is you got to drink a lot of water. I mean, as an adult, everyone should drink a lot of water. But you can see he's
very slow to get up.
Oh, he can go to sleep. Hopefully, it's not because how they were stretching, it was a cramp. But he's actually coming out like it must be still stiff.
Doesn't look like a very
I've had one
minor injury. So that means we might see L.J. Montgomery, who we have heard from tonight in different aspects. Montgomery, number 4.
If this is not an injury on the, they should not be stretching it. If that was not, I mean, hopefully that was. I mean, he's going to be right back in there because if he was hurt, they wouldn't stretch that because that could hurt it worse.
Yeah. So Stewart is going to likely walk to the bench now on the sideline, attended by.
Let's see. Yeah, he's stretching. That's all. That's a cramp.
Yep.
I mean, I guess it was how he was walking made me think worse because he was. Yeah, he needs to stretch them out. But also, if you just make sure if you're listening out there, any athletes or want to be an athlete, you gotta stretch before and after you exercise or play your sport. And I think after is the big thing.
Yep. We'll take the snap. His first action as quarterback tonight, and it's going to be a false start right off the get-go for Montgomery. Montgomery, a quarterback and a safety, 5'10", 150 junior. And after Stewart graduates this year, the senior, he's probably going to be the next guy in line for the starting job next year for North College Hill. I asked Derek Wiggins about using both of them. He said they can both run and throw the ball, but Frankie is the more experienced player as a 3-year starter. He said, as a staff, we want to take full advantage of Frankie's athleticism, so we put him on different spots on offense, like running and throwing. A nice play there by Montgomery and a completion to the near side.
He did a good play there.
Very good play. Catch by A.J. Hammonds, the wide receiver. And we get another look.
It was a high snap yet again, almost in the end zone. I mean, almost in her safety at that.
Hammonds' 5th reception of the year, coming into this one with 91 rec yards. So this team quickly moving downfield. Montgomery with a man to his left.
Where's he? There's comes Luck.
Takes the snap, the handoff.
See it, Patrick? He's down there getting water. The first string quarterback. See him way down here on the left? And see, that's why I see him getting his drink. He got a drink there. He must want to get some refreshments, a Gatorade or something, instead of the old water, which that's just as good. But
and a player down now for Country Day. That looks like, well, I don't know who that is. Take that back. But going back to Stewart, though, it doesn't matter what sport you participate in. You got to drink your water, like you've been saying, Frankie.
Oh, yeah, and look, it's storybook right here. Look, as he's walking, I mean, like I said, I'm trying to preach to help anybody, you know, that wants, you know, loves sports and wants to be an athlete. You know, it's one of those things you got to. I only had one cramp when I was in high school, and I remember having it when I was in. It was a summer camp up at Wittenberg, playing basketball, and it was something. I was like, man, what happened to my leg? Like literally, I didn't know. It felt like it was asleep but stiff. It's a weird way to explain it because it's not pain, but it literally just goes like no blood in there.
And we're going back to this injury right now. Still don't know who this player is, but it looks like a hard hit to the head, maybe.
That's concussion.
Right there.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
And
Helmet
of course,
to helmet.
we've been talking about all the
51 for
the
CCD's
football
51.
injuries.
You know,
That's Patrick McGarian, 6'2", 200 junior.
They take.
And he has not gotten up yet, not even moved.
This is why last year I coached 2 years ago, they had a new implement of concussion protocol.
Yep.
Every coach had to go to the class because they don't. I mean, they do not mess around with concussions. Now that happened, he will not be in the game, and there'll be someone with him because I mean I've seen it in baseball concussions. I mean it's definitely not a mess around anymore because they know how serious it is in later dates of your life.
Medical staff for both teams out there. It is McGarian with 3 sacks this year. Getting word now that it was not the head hit.
Really?
That we saw.
It is
number
51.
The bottom of your screen there. The head hit. That's number 51 right there. The head hit comes in to a different player.
I'll tell you what, it's his neck, though, that got hit. It is the cause of
he
this,
goes
though.
down right there.
Watch this guy. He
The
hits
player with
him
the head
into
hit.
him. That's what happened. Hopefully his neck's okay.
Holding his left knee when he
and
came
his
right
knees
down.
hurt. Well, hopefully it ain't too bad,
So
you know.
he gets up, walks on his own power over to the sideline.
Yeah, it's hurt, though.
Where he will be tended to. And this
At
is
least it
taking a
wasn't
lot of
concussion
time out of the
protocol
game.
anymore.
Yes. Head injuries are bad.
But knee injuries ain't any better.
But the good
either.
news now is that it's given time for Frankie Stewart to come back in. So he has recovered from his injury, and he's now back in as quarterback for North College Hill. He hands it off to Woodward.
He's going
Spin move
backwards.
there, trying to break his way through. Man, no
Takes a couple
gain,
tackles to
maybe
get back to
small
line
gain, if
scrimmage.
any, there for North College Hill. Another look. Woodward, a lot of agility there to get through that mess of people. And another cramp, this time to Woodward, who just made that reception.
Looks like
We're seeing a trend here, Frankie,
Yep.
for North College Hill.
usually if one guy is going to cramp up, usually two. I mean, it's usually because coach is in control of everyone getting water. But, you know, that's going to happen. That's in the game.
Yep.
Part of the game.
So on the sideline is Woodward.
That's a good snap there, finally.
So Stewart here
Nice
is going to
tackle for that
keep
ball.
it.
That ball is going
And he is on
He
the
is
near
very
side,
athletic.
dodging a couple of hits. Finally tackled down there by a duo of North College Hill players.
You know, I wonder what his stat yards are tonight because he's done a great job by running the ball. I mean, like I said, he plays with fire with that ball out there, but he's done great the whole time. I mean, he's getting chunks. He's definitely a quick little athletic player.
Patrick McGarry, the player just down for CCD, is now standing up on the sideline on his own power, and he appears to be ready to come back in on the next play. So that's a good sign there. It looked like a pretty severe injury, but he might be able to come back in. Just inside 3 minutes left here in this third quarter. High snap by Stewart. Looks downfield. He's going to have to keep it again. Rolling around. Flag thrown there. Stewart's just going to have to keep it. And on first down, he'll gain about 3, but we'll see what this flag does. It was thrown by the referee, and it is holding on North College Hill. So
pretty good at calling those, ain't I?
Yeah. Stewart's
See, he
really
tucked it away a
danced
little
around
bit
all
there.
night.
He
Yep.
did a good job that time. Maybe someone got to him at halftime.
But it's amazing how agile he is
Oh,
in
he's
that
definitely,
pocket.
he's really athletic.
As we get a replay coming up here, the holding on the top right of your screen. by number 2, Adrian Ward, the guilty party there. So that'll set the Trojans back 10 yards in a 14-2 football game, an unusual score to see. 2.5 minutes left in this third quarter.
Yeah, they need to get a couple home runs and grand slams.
Yeah, it's more of a baseball score than a football score right now. Snap taken by Stewart. It's another high one. He's just going to keep it.
Ooh.
And he's getting pushed back very far by Connor Poole.
I'm surprised he didn't try to rip it off.
Yeah. I mean, Stewart is really eating up this defense tonight, but Poole there maybe getting a little revenge on him. He pushes him there for 10 yards.
See how he's just holding him here?
Yep.
I mean, I would already told all my defenders, you get in there. Rip that. I mean, that's one thing I'm going to say about the quarterback. Great arm, great athletic ability. Just not that big of a guy also. And, I mean, it's just going to take strength, and usually that's what the defense is supposed to have. Put it this way, it'll change his whole game aspect if they did do that. They even try to do that.
Stewart takes the high snap.
See how quick he is?
It's another keeper. He is quick. He's dodging lots of players, but on second down there, it's going to bring up third down. The first down marker is at the 35-yard line right now.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool. You know why? Because, no interceptions for one, and it keeps that clock rolling. Because, they're not getting in the end zone by, obviously when it gets to the time clock, they're going to have to try to throw the ball when CCD gets it. But, keep that clock rolling. It's about time management when you have a lead.
53 seconds and counting in this third quarter.
Because Northcott Chill knows they don't have to score anymore. They're good to go.
Yep.
And that's up to the coach and the quarterback to make sure to draw down the clock all the way. And even I'm talking about this in the third quarter, but you'd be surprised how much important that is.
Stewart drops back, the long throw. At least he was looking for it, and it's a keeper there. And a tackle made there. The ball came out after the play.
Surprised that wasn't a fumble either.
Tackle was made by D.R. Williams.
A great idea. He kept the ball, not throwing, no interception, but.
And the ball coming out definitely after he was down.
It was so quick, I couldn't even see it. And now he's
guess what? Stewart is down. And that does not look good. Maybe a head injury. His helmet is off. We just saw Stewart come out.
I think he's just tired. He's been running a lot today.
Possibly, but Stewart is the leading rusher for this NCH team, so he should be used to it.
I wonder how many all-purpose yards he has.
And we're going to get a replay here.
He's got another cramp in the other leg. This is the different leg.
Let's take a look. Super slow.
Because they don't stretch it. Oh, that is a fumble. That's a live fumble.
It was a
live fumble. Throw the red flag, Patrick. Look at this.
We take a look. But
it's
the
out.
Injury more important right now. It looks like he was.
I was calling the red flag. And also they're stretching him again, so it's a cramp.
Maybe.
He's stretching.
Came down hard on that ankle there.
I mean, I hope the trainer ain't doing that. I hope the trainer doesn't stretch an injury. You know?
It looks like he's really hobbling there on that right ankle, which was being held as he came down. And we'll get another look at it here. Frankie, your take.
Well, first, I think it's a fumble. That's the first. Well, I know it is a fumble.
Which I was originally wrong about.
Well, that's, it's obviously because we can see it a few times in slow motion.
Right there, that hit.
That's a great job by our camera crew and Jason in doing this replay, because I'm able to see it, and I want to throw my red flag. But I hope he's not injured too serious, which he's all by himself. So he's
looks fine now, no limp. So we'll see some more action from.
He's going to be
LJ Montgomery
on ice up tonight. He's going to have all kinds of bumps and bruises, running all over the place tonight. Literally running. He's been running parallel and.
Welcome to the life of a fast-moving quarterback.
That was a crazy clock. Did you hear that thing?
Yes.
It was like an old bell.
So we have ended the third quarter here in North College Hill. We will begin the fourth quarter momentarily. It's a 14-2 game. Cincinnati Country Day. They find themselves down 12 points. It's a two-possession game. What do they do this fourth quarter?
Hopefully they can break out and run, or they go to a different arsenal than saving for the fourth quarter, which I can't see that happening that way, but, I've seen crazier things.
Yep. playing nice and loud here. Very enthusiastic halftime show they had. That's one fun thing about high school and college sports is the band.
Yeah, when I was at the University of Tennessee, the band, they actually had band practice where it was so serious. I remember the guy yelling at people like, I was going by to go play basketball. I was like, man, that guy's actually getting into him for not doing the right, formation. I mean, I've never seen that before. But you're right. Some schools take that stuff to the next level.
Can be pretty competitive depending on where you are. North College Hill with a punch there. Bad snap. The kick comes to the near side and out of bounds.
Got it away, though.
Don't really see that every day, huh?
I tell you what, that was the old Bobbler.
And Derek Wiggins is absolutely livid on the sideline for North College Hill.
I can't believe he got that away. I can't believe someone didn't plant him. He literally was able to bounce that off his helmet. Clutches. I mean, it's like acrobats. Look. Whoop, whoop. Here it comes. Off my helmet. Catch it again off my helmet. And then still get it off it.
Yes. And the kick came out the near side. Ethan Krimmer, the 5'11", 215 freshman.
You didn't know he could do that, did you? He actually did a bounce on his head. And, I mean, he didn't plan it that way, I don't think.
Look at Derek Wiggins there, the coach, who was not very happy with that play. He took his headset right off and walked about 5 yards onto the field after that. Bad snap, and he held it on his head for a little bit.
Oh, it's your next scat, and he's going backwards.
Anyway, we talked about CCD maybe trying to get something going here. That's a break they could have. Good field position. And the rush there by Miles Jackson.
Something. Hook and ladders or something. They need to do something here. 2 points ain't going to cut it tonight.
To the far side. In fact, you can really say that the defense has gotten the points tonight for CCD, not the offense, because it was a safety. Jackson comes back into the huddle. It's still a mystery why Cam Davis is not playing, who is supposed to be the starter for this team. They've played Flanagan all night.
It's the same formation, at least in this setup, but different.
The quarterback is Miles Jackson. He throws to the near side and a catch
I can't believe he caught that.
made there by Flanagan on his knees
He
at the
fell
40-yard line.
and then caught it after he fell.
That's a great catch there.
Yeah, that quarterback's struggling on his ball.
It'll move the chains. It was a completion. That's Jackson, who we have not seen at quarterback tonight.
Slips and then catches it. That was tough play. Oh, that was almost not a catch.
And again, that's Flanagan, the regular quarterback we've seen tonight, who only had one knee on the ground. So CCD may be trying some different things here with the clock moving in the fourth quarter.
The effort. I mean, that was a crazy catch there.
Another look.
I see what's gonna happen this play though.
Yep. Handoff.
Oh, look, they did do a little different
Hess
stuff.
with the ball.
A double handoff.
Flanagan took the snap, handed it off to Crowley, then to Hess.
That's just
a well-crafted play there, but it was stopped by North College Hill, who didn't get fooled on the play up the middle.
I mean, to me, a double handoff inside ain't going to do anything because there's someone always going to be there. Now, if it would have been reversed, like say he handed it off to him, I could maybe see that. That's a tough play. I don't know if that drew up that way because I don't think it ain't going to get you anywhere.
Yep. So Flanagan here.
If anything, it's going to be open on outsides because you see how many defensive linemen they got in there.
And there's only one safety for North College Hill.
And he actually is playing linebacker position sometimes. Oh, my goodness. He just ran into
Flanagan ran into two of his own men. He's going to try to run this one, still on his feet. And he got about 4 yards or 3 yards short of the first down. Look at this.
I could take a hit there. Watch.
1, 2.
That could have been a disaster. Like
maybe a new play they're trying.
It might have knocked him sense or something because I don't know how he was able to. He took a hard hit from his own player.
I wonder how they didn't fumble on that one.
Well, it's just like that interception he had. That was crazy good.
Yep. So CCD will try it again. It's 3rd down and 4.
Look at that
I formation, Hess in motion. It's a handoff, some Iron Man football here.
Iron Man
but they are short. So you think they're going to go for it on 4th down and 4?
Oh, they got to. But, I don't know why they would have done that play. I mean, now it's going to make it hard on their team.
Another look on the run there. Just right into the middle, right into that strong offensive line that North College Hill has posted all night long.
This might be the play of the game for CCD if they want to have a, I'm not saying a chance, but it's going to be a big play for them tonight. They need to convert this first down if they want to have any chance in this game. I mean, it's like, it's got to happen.
I've seen Derek Wiggins going crazy. You just saw there on the sideline for North College Hill. Hasn't really been too happy with his team's play here in the second half.
Oh, they've been sloppy.
And now he's going to have a conference with the referee and wave his team over.
Well, you know, it's a good timeout because, you know, make sure the defense is on all cylinders here. And
yep.
That's who called timeout, right? No, Cacho did?
I don't know.
I didn't see who called it. But either way, that's a smart one for both, whoever did call it, because the defense, at least they're going to be on the same page of what could happen, and then the offense knows exactly what's going to happen here. Like, hey, I would do this. If the defense just called a timeout, I'm doing a hard count. That's the first thing I'm going to do. But if I call a timeout, obviously I don't want to do a hard count into another timeout. But that's something right now. I would do the hard count first, but make sure everyone's on the same page because you don't want to get a 5-yard penalty. The hard count, I see they're all disciplined, that offensive line. I would definitely do the hard count, a really good one.
Yep.
Because, you know, that could be a first down. I mean,
you can see the active, lively crowd here tonight at North College Hill. They are having fun. Their team up 12 points here. Second half.
It's been a great, you know, appreciate you doing the broadcast tonight, Patrick, all the camera crew.
Yep.
What everybody does for ICRC.
Jason Dudley, our producer, all of our cameramen, hard-working crew here all afternoon to set up.
Got it, and I called it, didn't I?
And you did call it. False start.
Oh, and he called a false start. Look, I did say the hard count, though.
You
and
did.
I said that they had to be all disciplined. I mean, at least I know I still got it on what to do. And the thing was, they did jump, too. That could have went any way.
And after a timeout, when you have time to discuss it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It must have been a really hard, tough, because that just changed a lot. I mean, you didn't want your offensive lineman to do that. But the thing was, I thought they jumped, too.
Yep.
So it could have been an encroachment off sides at that. But, you know, usually if your offensive guy even shows anything forward, because sometimes that guy can make you jump. I thought it was, actually.
So Flanagan here with an I formation. Another hit, and he's going to be sacked. He's going to throw it, and it's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver there for CCD was Jack Tarrick.
Let's see.
So that play was on
his own guy
down.
almost sacked him again.
Yes.
I tell you what, his own players have been wanting to sack him tonight.
I know what CCD will be doing at practice on Monday.
You know, and that's what we're talking about, another quarterback. If you talk to that coach this week, obviously this is just a surprise that the quarterback ain't playing tonight.
Right.
So, you know, that's why there's players running into each other. I mean, it's tough, you know. Whenever you see a team, even in the NFL, come in with their backup and they win, that's very tough to do. I mean, because you get used to that first string, how it runs. I mean, he's the commander-in-chief. He's going to, how I seen it, he's the coach on the field. Because he's, you know, if he sees something, I'll let him model it. So, I mean, you obviously see there's different jitters in there with a new quarterback.
North College Hill takes over now. 8:50 left in the fourth quarter. 14-2, they're on top. And we're seeing some different quarterback action here. The play's still going. That's a run to the far side.
Made something out of nothing.
Yep, L.J. Montgomery in at quarterback on that play. The rush there, courtesy of Adrian Ward. And he was up for a while.
Look, he goes left and busts it all the way back around. Busted play that gained yards.
Yep.
And the most part, CCD's done a great job on defense, too. I mean, that mishap on, you know, that long touchdown throw. But to me, their defense has done good. It's tough to have a backup in. Which, you know, hey, tipped caps off to the quarterback because, you know, he's done a great job at safety. He had that interception, you know.
Could have been a game-time decision. Didn't have time to really mentally prepare. Just was thrown into it. This is a throw over the middle. Incomplete. Intended receiver was Stewart. The quarterback was Adrian Ward on that play.
I mean, you see this. He's got a good throw on him. I actually think he's got a nicer throw than.
Yep. Quarterback actually was Javante Barr.
You know, I kind of like his. He's got a good. That was a good spiral. I'm going to see it again. What year is he?
Barr, a junior.
So he'll be taking the reins, I believe, next year.
Along with L.J. Montgomery, who he's going to have to compete with for the starting job next year. We'll see Montgomery, the junior, at quarterback, and of course a little bit of Barr here at quarterback as well.
You know, the thing is I'm not throwing the ball when I'm up 12. I'm running the ball no matter what, just because.
Choose some clock off.
We don't have to score them.
High snap played by Barr, moves around to the far side, and he is going to run it for a first down.
Ooh, that's a hard hit.
Out to the 50-yard line, and that will keep the chains moving here for North College Hill. Yes.
He's bigger than him too.
Although the clock is not moving right now.
Yeah, until they move
first
that
down.
chains.
Yep.
But, you know, it's funny, the NFL is a whole different story. It's running as soon as that play is going.
It's hard to keep track of all the different levels of football and their clock rules.
That's the biggest one, I'll say, to the college NFL is that rule right there. Because, you know, obviously I've seen colleges able to win games because of that. Because get 10 yards and then we move the chains and then.
Yep.
But NFL, it's Hail Mary.
Unlike what you see on our screen, it is actually 8:04 left, not
look at that
2 seconds. And
good, you know, hey, keeps the clock going.
That's going to send him way back.
That snapper's been keeping these quarterbacks on their toes, both sides.
Both sides, you're right. A lot of snaps that have been high, low, fumbled.
It's been neutral, though. Sometimes it's been the quarterback's fault on CCD side, but North College Hill side, except the punter, where whenever his head, it's actually been everyone's had fault in this game.
And you can imagine if this was a closer game and a failed snap happened now, it would probably have a much bigger impact on the game than they're having at this point.
No, if say the snap went over his head and they got the ball and scored, then it's a one-possession game and it changes everything. But it's as long as it's a two-possession game, North College Hill's sitting pretty good right now.
Empty backfield on the snap by Barr.
Don't know why
he's going to go over the middle. That's a reception by Stewart, and Stewart is all alone. It's a touchdown for North College Hill.
Wasn't touched.
And you're right, he was not touched. 20-2, the score now. Frankie Stewart, who we did see at quarterback, making the reception there.
So literally, he's had, if he was on a fantasy team, he had a throwing touchdown. He had a catching touchdown, and he could possibly have a running touchdown if it would happen. That's pretty funny. You don't see that every Friday night.
Dodged a tackle there in midfield, and then he was gone.
Yeah, I mean, I like him there because to me that looked right. Yep. I mean, because the quarterback looked right, and how his athleticism is able to play on the field now. I'll tell you what, I might do that more often. Especially, he had getaway speed. I was wondering who he was. I was like, where'd that? And then I saw 12, and I was looking because I was like, is that the quarterback too?
Yep.
Well, hey, that right there, he's going to game ball for them because you don't usually get a throwing and a receiving touchdown.
PAT and it is blocked.
Well,
so they will not get.
We got two stories
there
to work on this week or next week for their next game. Special teams kicking for North College Hill and snaps, and CCD throwing and snaps for them.
Yep. Both of these teams have struggled on some pretty similar topics.
I mean, that's 2 points. It's been one was botched, bad snap, and that one was didn't have time to really kick it at all.
As we get another look here at the touchdown.
Yeah, it's straight.
And Stewart looks natural as receiver there. You would have no idea that he was the quarterback.
He ran right by him all.
The rest of this game, of course, the two injuries he had.
Two cramps he had.
Did not stop him.
Because there was no injury on that one.
No injury at all.
But I'll tell you, Patrick, I've never seen a throwing then a receiving touchdown.
Really?
You don't see that often on any level. I mean, obviously any level, but you don't see that. And the thing is you got to see how many rushing yards he has. He actually has how long that pass was, 50 yards receiving. His stat book, it's going to look neat in the stat anyway to see a receiving of 50-plus yards, rushing of 150-plus. I want to guess. That's just me guesstimating. And then throwing.
Yeah.
He had that bomb throw. I mean, he's going to have a stat booker because that's something you don't see all the time.
Kick here.
It's the trilogy. He's
Primer.
doing it all. He's doing the run,
and
pass, and
reception there by Flanagan. He's going to run it out.
Face mask, maybe.
2 flags on the play. We'll see what we get.
If I get that one, I should get an award because that means I've been hitting all cylinders, and the face mask was tough.
And that one was in the pile, too. Hard to tell. As we'll get our call here from the referee.
We'll see. Maybe not. Me guessing on that one. Usually I see it.
6:49 left in this 4th quarter.
I was saying by timing it would look like a face mask, how he threw the flag.
And they're still trying to figure out this call here.
Is it, see if it's a face mask, if it's one of the serious ones or just the incidental, but it's holding, blocking it back. Decline too.
Yep.
Oh, wow, 2 holdings. It must have been a serious hold.
2 holding penalties against Cincinnati Country Day. One of them declined, so it'll set them back 10 yards.
So that means 2 different people are holding on that play, man.
Again, thanks for joining us tonight from North College Hill. High school football action.
The Trojans versus the Indians.
Patrick Escher, Frankie Edwards with you here tonight. And don't forget, you can check out all the content related to ICRC Sports, visiting our website, ICRC-Sports.com. Check out our YouTube channel, ICRC-TV.com, actually not ICRC-Sports.com.
Uh-oh.
Pass there. The intended receiver was Matthew Atkins, who was tipped on that far side. Cincinnati Country Day's body language has not gotten very good.
And that's the thing. Like, all of them know where's the quarter, what's up with the quarterback, and it's going to come all the way down to every player. And it's tough because I can tell he's not used to taking snaps, and that's just because he hasn't had enough time to do that. And also throwing the ball is timing. I mean, it's so much timing in it.
Yep. Snap taken there by Flanagan, rolling to the near side. A throw nearly picked off. That was in the hands of L.J. Montgomery, but he could just not close it.
I mean, that was a pick 6 right there.
All the way. If he could have got his hands on that one.
Wobbler, oh man, you got picked.
Flanagan under pressure. He was hit after the play, as you can see there.
He'll hit. I mean, to me, I'm like, I could have caught it with my helmet. He actually batted it down. He was probably so surprised that he had that cookie there. I mean, seriously, that ball should have been. He's seriously hitting himself like, man, I would have had a touchdown. I could have been like, it's homecoming tonight. I'm going to dance, and I got a touchdown dance. Well, it's good for the fans. It's home. Usually you get a home win for the homecoming team. For all the people that come back.
This will be a good home win for North College Hill on
Real
one of
redemption from last
bigger
year.
games of the year. Yep. As CCD beat.
And it's actually almost the same score.
20-7 last year.
Missed tackle.
This is Miles Jackson for CCD. A nice rush there. Finally tackled down by Frankie Stewart, the quarterback, who's been playing defense. He's been all over the field tonight doing all the things that the Trojans have asked him to do.
I just wish he'd have a rushing TD, and we'd have, I'm telling you, 3 of them, different 3.
Yep.
I'd let him have do a kick return, and he might even get that too.
Who knows?
I mean, why not? I mean, he's got that athletic ability for
It'll be a memorable game. He's a senior. His last homecoming game.
He'll never forget this already.
Look at the rush by Jackson, who has been a pretty good player himself for CCD tonight. Offensively there on the rush.
Yeah, he's a bigger guy.
He is big. Jackson, 6'3", 210 senior. Flanagan.
That's a 14, whoever he is, and they fumbled it. That was a live ball. They
fumbled there. They're going to blow that one dead.
Because he was stopped at the line of scrimmage. That's why that wasn't.
You got to look at it here.
Is that the same quarterback that's been in there?
Yes, Flanagan has been in there all night long.
Sorry, I missed it. I thought he was different. He looked smaller. It's getting kind of nuts in the press box now. Everybody's coming up to give their kisses to people, I guess.
Yep.
The second half's been quick. Very quick.
The second half has been quick compared to the slower first half we've had. 20-2 the score. Flanagan, the handoff, and that's just a fumble there, and it's recovered by North College Hill, and that should seal up the bag for this one.
that's inevitable. You can't.
The rusher was Brian Aquino. Watch this.
Believe it or not, oh my goodness. That's just, it's tough.
Aquino really didn't even get his hands on that one.
CCD had a good team last year and a good senior class, and that's one thing with small schools. Sometimes it reloads, and that's the truth to it. But then sometimes you do have a year that kind of like growing pains because some of the kids were used to being on the sideline watching the big timers do it. Now they're on there on the stage, and sometimes you got to take your bumps and bruises and learn from them, because that's why we watch films. I mean, films is such a big thing in every sport, but football is critical. After this game tomorrow morning, every team, every player will be watching these films. And the thing is, with technology nowadays, they could actually watch the film as they're sleeping tonight. And the more times you watch
on
a team,
the bus ride home.
Well, I wouldn't probably go for that because they want to reflect on them winning. And there's another fumble, turnovers back to back, actually, right after each other. They're just trading turnovers.
Well, I talked to CCD coach Greg Ross. He said this team was focused starting Saturday morning on this game after their loss to Summit Country Day last week, 38-7, like we mentioned earlier on the broadcast.
I picked CCD to win that game on my pick'ems for high school pick'ems, and that's when I knew that maybe they're having growing pains, because CCD predominantly would other than CHCA, they would run the league too, and it'd be up to whoever won that game at the end.
And this would be the second straight loss for Country Day.
Which they have lots of strengths. I mean, it's just right now is that quarterback issue, and
Yep. Which we still do not know why that happened. Flanagan
it's got to be an
takes the
injury.
snap.
I got to be. I can't see it unless it's discipline, which you hope not, because that's a serious discipline. But hopefully, if it's discipline, hopefully he learns from mistakes, and if it's an injury, I hope he gets well.
Yep. I don't see him on the sideline as.
So hey, hopefully it's not even worse than that, and it's something with hey, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully he's okay.
Can't really jump to conclusions there. So
Don't want to
Jackson made
think
the
the
last
worst,
play.
but I don't. It's just one of those things you gotta.
Yep.
Shows you how important some positions and parts of a team are.
As Flanagan in there again for the Indians. Man in motion is Hess. It's a pitch to him.
Oh, yeah, pitch
that hit the
fumble.
ground, and
Here.
North College Hill is all over that.
I'm going to roll it to you, but you got to get it.
Tackle there made
Almost.
Mackie Sam's,
It's
the
so
senior.
funny is these replays I want to see just for how sloppy it was, and I'm just saying that is how did that happen?
You can see the body language there, especially from Hess.
It's TKO time almost.
Can we get a look at it?
See how he did this one. Talk about leaving your running back out to dry. You know what? Because you hit me them 2 times trying to sack me, I'm going to go ahead and give you a good one. That was like, I'm going to get you right at your toes. That was a tough one. Oh, poor guy's had a rough night, and he had that great interception.
Yep. Timeout called here with 4:36 to go.
He's tired. That's what it is.
4:26.
I mean, I knew that ball had to look crazy, because it was just like, how did he roll that to him? And it literally was like, here, I'm going to throw it at your feet.
Yep.
But, hey, I'm just having fun up here.
Which is why the game of football exists, for fun in all sports.
Oh, that's for sure. I think all high school sports, especially have a good mentor that builds character in ways for when you, and it's like any extracurricular. I believe every kid should have an extracurricular. It doesn't have to be sports. It could be music. Just have a love for something outside of school.
Yep.
So it builds for you, because when you get later in life, it does come out. I mean, and I that's something I've always preached, and that's why I love coaching, because I mean, if a kid wants to come out and work hard, it makes me want to really. I try to work. Might not be the best coach, but I'll try to be the hardest working coach. Just because it really is contagious.
Bryce Flanagan to the far side. The throw there incomplete.
It's just he don't have that quarterback throw at that either. It's just, he's definitely out of position. Where I see him at is being a DB and that safety, getting those pickoffs, because, I mean, that was great. And he's been asked to do a duty that, it's tough to put a helm on.
Well, the only other quarterback listed on the Cincinnati Country Day roster is Ethan Howard. He is a freshman at 5'7", 140. So other than that, I guess I have to put in Flanagan, who is
good
the
punt.
senior. Good punt there by Kramer.
Kramer's had his punts on him right there. Good kick.
We've seen some good kicking tonight, especially on special teams and punting.
Now, if I'm North College Hill, if they throw the ball, I'd be like, we don't need to practice no more. We can just get to our homecoming festivities, and I don't know if they have a dance here. I don't know. But
dances are usually the Saturday after the game.
See, I forgot. Guess I've been out of school so long, which that's telling my age, I guess. But hey, I think when I was in basketball, it was after the game. But also, obviously, basketball didn't last as long as football either.
Right. This game has definitely been slow moving.
I guess I spoke too soon, maybe, but I believe it's going to not be slow moving now because they're going to do some runs.
Second half was definitely gone by pretty fast.
I don't know what's the delay. Well, it just seemed like it was a long delay there.
Yep.
Let's see how they line up. I would even do them QB draws again, but I don't know where he's at, number 12. They might put him back.
Well, it's an I formation, a handoff there.
They've had that stop tonight, the I back formation runs, which they started out the first two plays, North College Hill did. But their bread and butter is shotgun, where that QB can run amok and let him do what he needs to do. I mean, he usually busts out and then throws him a long ball or just takes another 30, 40 yards running, and that's tough. It's all I call it the Michael Vick syndrome, because you remember Michael Vick, he could throw a bomb or he's going to just run that ball too. I mean, I remember playing the video game when it first came out. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a great. It's a tough thing because you usually have a quarterback who will stay in a pocket or just take, at least run and slide. When you have a running athletic quarterback, it's another dimension that it's a new age thing that, like the Cam Newton, I want to say, kind of a way where you get an athletic quarterback with a good arm.
Flag comes in from the near side. It was a keeper there by Stewart, who is back in at quarterback.
He's number 12, gets the game ball tonight for North College Hill, that's for sure. And it's tough for CCD, who I want to point out
it's a false start on North College Hill.
I would give the game ball to. I mean, the punter has had great punts. It's just tough sometimes to tip your cap just on that. I mean, don't get me wrong, but that's the bright spot I've seen because they haven't scored no touchdowns.
That penalty actually declined.
And the QB for them had that great interception. So, I mean, to me, that was the play of the game. That interception was just great. I mean, that was a tough play he did, but I guess I'll just do the player of the game is obviously number 12 for tonight.
Stewart, the quarterback.
/ wide receiver /
Yep, you can put a lot of titles to his name. To the near side, trying to get angled there, and nice play by Will
Them two
Brooks.
players right there, that's the two best players, though, in my book, of how, obviously he didn't have the game he needed, number 24, but it was the way that game was played out. Once they stacked that house up.
And Stewart is down.
Yeah, he might be that. This might be his.
Where he came down, right under the bench.
Yeah, he's been
down
everywhere.
Right there, right now. He hasn't moved.
I think he's really tired, and I'm being dead serious because he's been running all over. I mean, you see his net yards. Just look at his net yards, and that's not even saying the ones that weren't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's had a ball game.
2:45 left here in this fourth quarter. Stewart's still down. It looks like we might see either Javante Barr or L.J. Montgomery in a quarterback.
Oh, they can get some reps as some of their other guys in if they want now.
Yep.
In a
situation like this, you can put in whoever you want.
Because you don't want no late injuries.
It's actually a fourth down, so they're going to punt it.
Ooh.
The last punt was a bit disastrous for North College Hill. This is going to land.
Got a friendly home
and
bounce.
Get a nice bounce down inside the 30.
It bounced farther than he kicked it.
Yes. Nice special team
in the air
there
anyway.
for North College Hill. So Cincinnati Country Day with 2:44 to work with here, and they are down 18 points.
Yep, it's been a story of no touchdowns.
In fact, the only points tonight coming from the defense.
Their defense has done a great job. I mean, number 12 is going to get his because he's that type of player with athletic ability, and obviously him throwing and catching touchdowns should tell you that. And he actually has more rushing yards than both of those.
Mm-hmm.
So you take that. He actually killed you on the ground. literally in all dimensions.
So
Put it
it is
this way,
country day here.
I wouldn't be surprised if an article in the newspaper about him because of this game, because that's how rarity you see that.
Yep. Pitch there to Miles Jackson from Flanagan. And he'll be tackled down by Montgomery.
That's usually the white flag when you start seeing those type plays, like, hey, we're throwing in, we're waving the white flag.
Dakota Whaley also helping with the tackle for North College Hill. That's a good pitch.
Oh, yeah, it was. It was better than that one.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I threw the other one with my left hand, coach.
That one to the near side. So CCD will
make
another play. Miles Jackson has been a good player tonight. He would be my game ball. Had some good rushes tonight for Country Day, the senior.
But nothing eye-cat. You know, it's tough to say just because he's had, you know, 24's
but he's
had
doing the
some big
little
games.
things right now that's impacting this team. Another snap here.
Oh, he did the fake
pitch. He's going to run to the far side.
Oh, he stayed on his feet.
Still on his feet. He dodged 2 tackles until he's finally brought down by...
That was fun. That was a cool play, though. I see he did the old fake pitch. Bootleg. That's the bootleg they call it.
As we close in on 90 seconds left here in this
But I think his own players have hit him harder than the other team. I'm being dead serious. Look, whoop. Did the old whoop-de-whoop on us.
Good athletic play there by Flanagan.
Tripped up. He tripped over somebody. Then his own dude hit him. I tell you what, I've never seen some. Oh, there's a phone over here. I'm telling you, this place happens like that. I don't understand.
Well, there's an altercation in the stands involving 2 students.
And this is not the first time I've been. What's
the game
going on?
is going on. A carry there for a first down for
I don't know
Country
what I'm looking
Day.
at anymore. I'm seeing extracurriculars on all sides.
Something in the stands.
Is it something in it?
To our left.
What is it? A rat? What's going on?
I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine, Frankie. There are students running all over the place. People are on the phone.
What is it? What is it?
Nonetheless, the clock is running. 40 seconds left.
What was it?
Handoff there by Flanagan.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Country Day.
I still can't find out what everybody's freaking out about, and I'm getting mad. He didn't. Yeah, he just shook his head.
No one up in the press box knows what has happened. We
they said something
still
about a
haven't
swing.
seen any police officers around or anything.
Are they fighting or something? If it is,
It's
I'm
very
gonna be mad.
possible.
I'm gonna be like, hey, you guys had me looking out this window for like some kind of weird animal. I thought everybody was running from some kind of animal. But
And
let
so
alone.
we are going to end this game
That's why he shook his head.
on an interesting note. It is a victory tonight for the home team, North College Hill, on homecoming night, 20-2. They are the victors, and they beat Cincinnati Country Day, who will earn their 2nd straight loss. It is the 2nd straight win for North College Hill, and they will stay atop the MVC. So, Frankie, it was a good game that we saw. Both teams with a lot of offensive stability. We saw a lot of running, a lot of passing. A good game all around for North College Hill. A little sleepiness from Cincinnati Country Day.
Yeah, you know, like I said, with that loss to their quarterback, their defense did a good job, but number 12 is just so athletic that, you know, he just had a great game. You know, tip your cap off to him, and that's why you come back in hungry, learn from your mistakes, watch film tomorrow, then you build for who you got your next opponent for next week.
So with that, we say goodnight to you for Frankie Edwards and all of our hard-working crew, Jason Dudley in the truck with the producing. I'm Patrick Eschen. Thanks for joining us tonight. Saying so long, good night from North College Hill. It is the Trojans 20-2 victors over the Indians of Cincinnati Country Day on ICRC-TV.
Oh, there's Dean. Finally gets one on the inside. He's in. One guy that's got an angle on him, and he cuts back.
Has Martin in front of him. He's inside the